Hey gang, AV here. I have a little comic haul, actually. First one in a long time. I went to a little sidewalk comic book convention on July 4th. And it was only from 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock. It was in Woodbury, New Jersey. It was hosted by Frankenstein Comics, which is owned by a guy named Billy. And he's a very cool guy. He hosts a lot of conventions in the area. Very cool guy. But anyhow, it was him and only about 4 other vendors there, which is awesome because that just meant that, a small con is sometimes a good place to shop because you only get local traffic there. So because it was 4th of July and one of the towns in between his and mine was having this big elaborate parade and everything that I didn't know about, I was delayed by about an hour getting there. So I was very happy to see that I was actually able to find some decent stuff, even showing up late, because I was trying to get there right when they started. But anyway, so let me show you what I got. The first section, these were all $1. For $1, you can't go wrong, right? So I got East of West #1, first print. There was some buzz about this series before, and I forget why it's a cold key now. I don't know what happened, but it definitely died down quite a lot over the past year and a half. I'm not sure, maybe COVID had something to do, because I think they were trying to plan a series on this series, but whatever, like a TV show. But anyway, for $1, I'm willing to take a gander. I'm willing to take a chance on it. Again, for $1, Action Comics 1000, blank cover. So next time I go to a show, I can get a nice Superman sketch by somebody that doesn't usually do Superman, but I happen to like their artwork, like maybe Mike Zeck, for example. Somebody like that. I think that'd be awesome. For $1, again, you can't go wrong. Miller and McNiven's Nemesis, #1. Again, this is another cold key that there was a lot of buzz around about a year and a half ago around this series. I know because I submitted mine to CGC, and I'm still waiting to get it back. But I got a second copy, and this one looks pretty solid. So, for $1, why not? I got 2 Conan True Believer comics. Issue #1, True Believer. I mean, it's supposed to retail for $1, right? Yeah, still retailed for $1. So I'm not gaining or losing anything by paying $1 for it. I never read the issue, so now I have a reader copy of it. And this one, I actually submitted the first appearance of the Red Sonja, which is what this reprints, to CGC. So even though I have a slab coming back, I still have a reader copy, and that's the way you do it, gang, so that you don't miss out on the story. So I am a huge Hellboy fan, so they had several copies of this for sale in the dollar bins, and I picked one up for myself. I'm pretty sure I have one already, but this one is very sharp, so a high-grade copy is nothing to sneeze at. So this one I got because I do love the, quote, new Fantastic Four characters when they formed that team back in the 90s. Ghost Rider, Grey Hulk, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. So this ties into that. Again, still for $1, I got The Mighty Thor 335, an issue that I did not have previously. It's actually a newsstand, as you can see, so and it's a solid copy, so I'm happy to have that. I wasn't sure about this because I know it's not Dark Horse Comics Presents. It's just regular Dark Horse Comics, number 3. But it does have the alien on there, and I know some of the Dark Horse alien issues were nothing to sneeze at, especially lately. But I just wasn't sure. I figured for $1, I can't go wrong. And I got a couple of Invaders issues for $1. So I got issue number 10. Now these are kind of rough. I'll be honest. I mean, these aren't really pristine. They have their issues, but again, for $1, Golden Age Marvel character stories, I love that kind of stuff. So, especially Captain America, Human Torch, Submariner, you can't go wrong. So that's issue number 10. Here's 11, 18, and 28. Again, for $1, I'm not going to complain. Also for $1, I got Wolverine number 41. I believe this was had something to do with X-23. Either it was the test tube or just the mention of her name. I can't remember. But this is an obscure reference to X-23 in this issue. It's the first issue, first print copy. They did do a reprint. You can tell the difference because the colors are different, and they usually have a tag in the top right corner there, denoting that it's of its importance. I can't remember what it says though. But anyway, this is a solid copy. I didn't see any line breaks in the spine or anything like that. Corners still look sharp, so solid. And also for $1, and this is one of those books that really doesn't have much of an aftermarket value, but whenever I find it, I just can't leave it behind. It's just one of those books that, you know, Thor 400. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I can't leave it behind when I find it for a good valued price, and this is a very sharp copy of it, so I'm happy to add this to my collection of like 4 or 5 of them. I don't know why, but I just love that cover. It was a very memorable issue when I was a kid. I always pick it up when I find it for like $1 or less. Also, they had $5 bins, which, and as I went through there, I noticed that most of them had price tags for $10, but obviously they were only $5 because they were marked down because of the show. So I got the first solo story of Wonder Man because he's got his own show coming up, and this may actually show up on a episode of Whatnot in the near future. It's not a bad looking copy either. I mean, the corner up there is a little bit rounded, but I mean, I don't really see any color loss at all. So I'll take it out and I'll give it an honest inspection before I do the show. But I mean, that does look pretty solid, as you guys can see. I mean, that's a nice copy. Corners look good, you know. $5. Last but not least, and this is, believe it or not, my favorite acquisition from the whole thing. I purchased this for $10. It was in a magazine box, and I don't know about you, but I do look through the magazine box, even though I'm not really looking for anything specific. If something jumps out at me, I'll get it. And this jumped out at me. It's the Marvel poster book featuring the Amazing Spider-Man, and it's got 32 posters, all Todd McFarlane artwork. And I opened it up, and they're all there, and it looks pretty damn nice. I could probably press this, or have it pressed, I should say, because I don't want to get people to get the idea that I have my own press. I don't. And in recent videos, people have suggested that I get my own press because I always complain about the services that I use. Honestly, I don't have the time or the space for a press. one press, not let alone the several that I need with all the books I send out to be done. I appreciate the the insight and the recommendation, but I can't do it. It's just not in the wheelhouse. But there's the back cover. And the covers look great, as you can see. There's no color loss on the covers or anything. And those are all McFarlane pieces of artwork. There is a slight thing that would have to be pressed out up here if I were to have this graded. Just because when you open the first cover, you can see that the posters themselves are kind of inserted. Like there is a drop off, like a shelf for the actual flap of the cover to rest. So it did get a little wrinkled up there. But anyway, I could press that out. But all the posters are in there, and it is pristine. It's all McFarlane artwork. It's so nice. Some of the stuff is even from his Marvel Tales covers, which is awesome. And when I found this, I was like, for $10, I don't normally see this type of thing. It's not something that usually comes up when I go looking. So I was like, you know what? I'll do that for $10 all day long. Oh, come on now. Oh, living dangerously. I didn't take the tape off, and I'm on camera. If I had a tape tear on camera, that would be devastating. All right. So anyway, that's awesome. That was the highlight of my show. Is just a little poster book with 32 nothing but McFarlane Spider-Man artwork. I mean, that's fantastic. Anyway, this has been AV. That's just my little haul that I got at a little semi-local comic convention. It was about a 40-minute drive normally if it wasn't 4th of July and I had to deal with parades and all that other stuff. It actually took me like an hour and a half to get there. But anyway, whatever. It paid off. I got some cool stuff, and I'm happy. I only spent like 35 hours. You can't go wrong. So anyway, this has been AV. If you like this video, check out my channel. There are plenty of other videos like it, including CGC unboxings, haul videos, you name it. I do several toy reviews on my channel as well. So if any of that sounds interesting, please check out my channel. If you like what you see there, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Check out the video description down below for links to my eBay, my Whatnot, my Shortboxed accounts, as well as my social media and the Plastic Underworld, which is where I get a lot of my action figures from. As always, gang, I appreciate your insight and your comments and everything. So please take care. Thank you.